Hello all. I hope this works this time and we actually have decent sound. Let me do some really quick adjustments without actually putting any editing in. Let's have a look. Yeah, now it looks right. This is yet again me abusing the live feature in YouTube to record my updates instead of, using recording software and taking editing later and then having to upload the stuff. So, yeah, I'm particularly a YouTuber, especially with all of my, 8 subscribers, two more, and I might get one of those play icons for the background here, but probably not. Um, what I wanted to do is do a quick kind of end of year video to wrap up 2021 because there's been quite a lot happening this year. And also near the end, I want to just do more of an update for the readers because I haven't been updating a lot and kind of explain what is happening and just give more of a idea of what I've got in mind for next year. Because there is going to be slight changes to how I produce webcomics. And it's a lot of it's got to do with just how 2021 has played out and how I think it's going to be in future years with my cartooning. And I think it's important to let everyone in. And I've been particularly bad, especially with the webcomics, updating readers. I did one update last month, sort of out of guilt more than anything else, because I hated giving updates about what was happening and not giving any pages with that. So I felt very, very guilty about that. And I want to at least give a video explanation to what's happening to everybody. And I might include this in the social media streams too, if it's not a completely horrible video. I, I don't know. I don't think I'm very photogenic, so I hope this goes all right. Since this is a live video with commentary, if anyone actually turns up, very unlikely, I know, but if anyone actually turns up to ask me questions, I'll respond to them here if any come up. But if not, I'm just going to use this as a recorder, like I said I would. That's why you see my eyes kind of darting over here. My laptop's right beside me, so if anything happens, I'll see it here. Um, First off, just wanted to explain like one of the big changes of 2021, which I've said several times now, is my inclusion, surprisingly, with a professionally made manga anthology here in Norway. I've mentioned this in earlier videos and in posts on my webcomics, but since beginning of the year, I started off joining the very awesome group of the Rock On artists to produce the very first print publication of Rock On. This is Rock On Volume 1, um, where I have submitted as part of that my sort of sci-fi space opera series featuring two kids stuck in space called Last Day. And I've mentioned that a few times before. But what's particularly cool about this is that for the first time ever, I'm actually being contracted by a publisher, a bricks and mortar publisher, to make this kind of thing. And that in itself was shocking. I couldn't believe that I was that I'd gone to that stage after like decades of being this amateur. And as I've alluded to already in posts before, things kind of came to a little more of a head this year where I joined in, of course, of course, but I joined in the next volume because I really wanted to keep going. And I had finished the second chapter of Last Day, and I was getting ready to just get ready to produce more regular webcomic pages before I had to go right into making Coffee Party, like I usually do at the end of summer. And Outland approached me and shockingly asked me to produce the cover for Rock On Volume 2. And as you can see, we've got the very excellent cover for Rock On Volume 1 here, and they wanted me to actually produce something as well. So, as I've shared already on social media and in video, well, not in video, not in person anyway, is this the print cover of Rock On Volume 2, somehow made by me, and has been printed out and distributed and is in every Outland shop here in Norway. It's been distributed to other major booksellers in the country, and is I've seen Google adverts with this stuff on all over the place. And I can't believe it. I never thought I'd get to the point where I would produce a professional cover like this, and it's a strange feeling of it's very awesome. It is a dream come true to actually get to the stage where something I've made is dressing a bookshelf like that. I've collaborated in covers for Coffee Party before, but this is the first time I've ever kind of headlined a book like that, and I don't feel worthy. Of course, I don't. That's something I'm sure people are annoyed about when it comes to me. That I'll keep being overly humble, and I know it can be annoying, but it is kind of it's a strange feeling to be able to have a book like that out with something that I've created and I think people like, and I'm surprised to be in this position. And we're going forward again. There is another Rock On chapter coming, another Rock On volume, I mean, with another Last Day chapter, which I'm working on right now. I'll show you a bit of that in a minute. But what that did, it's kind of, it's not sort of saying derailed me, but kind of upended my schedule a little bit, because I really put a lot of time into that cover. And as soon as I was finished, and I wanted to be right, so I spent a load of time on it. As soon as I was finished, then it was time to go into Coffee Party. So I lost all the time I had given myself to make the webcomics, and I'm like, okay, I must make the. I was really late in Coffee Party too, so I created the Coffee Party chapter, and I did it really quickly. I probably should have used more time on it. Finished that, finished helping the proofreading and everything, and as soon as that started, I then find out that it's now time to produce the next chapter of Last Day. So the entire year got used up with Coffee Party and Rock On work. And that left no time at all for the webcomics like I had planned. So that's why I rushed out one page of Bat in the Art to make certain that we'd have at least one page that I could use to share updates with, and not just tag on updates to the same page forever. That's unfair. I didn't want to do that. But the actually, there's been a bit of a change in my process. Last video, I showed everyone my new drawing tablet that I've gone totally digital when it comes to how I produce comics, and I love that. Although the main kind of challenge with that was that I'd have to set up my computer every time, and I'd have to take up the whole kitchen table, and it was not very practical. I was talking to the other Rock On people, and one thing that cropped up, and I didn't. It's something I avoided because I use Apple products, but I'm not really a Mac fanboy. But they had recommended using an iPad to draw, and I was like, it sounds like throwing money away for what you could have done with cheaper technology. But I did end up taking the plunge, and I reinvested the earnings I'd made from Rock On into buying an iPad. And I this isn't an advert for Apple or anything, but this thing is by far the biggest time saver I've ever had making comics, because, and I need a good example page to show you guys, because we do. For example, actually, this is not. So let's see. I'll go this way. Yeah, I'll go this way. So I don't know if you. Oh God, that's really bright. Oh God, you can't see a thing. It's too bright. Basically, the program I'm using now is Clip Studio Paint. I used to use Manga Studio, but I moved over to Clip Studio Paint recently because well, if you want to use digital tablets, you kind of need to upgrade to Clip Studio Paint. I clung onto Manga Studio for how many years? I'm not sure. Too many years, probably. I came over to Clip Studio Paint for the tablet that I bought before, the drawing tablet, the XP Pen, and then I planned to get this as sort of a backup so I could work on drawings when I didn't have the time or space to set up my computer. And I didn't plan this to be on my main drawing tablet, but at the end of the day, this thing with the Apple Pencil turned out to be I can do this anywhere. I was able to actually do this on a plane. I was able to, like, I'm talking about iPad here. I suppose any kind of digital tablet would do the job too. But this is handy for me because I do have a Mac-based computer, and that has made a massive amount of difference. I'm able to do the planning kind of, yeah, let's see, can I manage this? Can I manage this on screen? Um, yeah, so for example, the planning sketches that I would usually do on paper and be a massive, massive mess, I can now do, come on, please. Oh, you can't see it, it's too damn bright. You can maybe make out, I should have done some screen testing with this. Or maybe, no, okay, I'm not good enough at this to see it. Now you can kind of see it. That's a sketch layer. And all those sketch layers I'm doing on digital, right into Clip Studio. Then I would refine that a bit, and then I will sort of put a black layer of line art on top of that, all of which happens much quicker. I don't have to mess around with the scanner. I don't have to transcribe from my paper doodles because I can just bring that with me. It's not very heavy. And God, it's really, really saved me a lot of time. And I'm going to hopefully use that to improve what I do in the webcomics as well. And yeah, it's kind of sort of to roll into, because I've gone on about Rock On, how excited I am. I've actually, just before I leave that particular topic, for the first time ever, I was invited to sit on a panel at a comic convention here in Norway with the Rock On crew, and I've gotten to know them a lot better now. They're all very cool. I'm really glad to be associated with them in this project, and I've a feeling we're going to have fun with this project for quite a long time now. And it's weird to be in these kind of situations. I've actually attended a comic convention before, and now I'm gone from not attending whenever to sitting on a panel on a stage, which scared the hell out of me. Because not only did I like stage fright, but I had to do it in Norwegian too, and my Norwegian is not very good. People will say I am okay at it. I don't think so, but it was terrifying, and it wasn't a big. It was a great crowd, very friendly crowd. Um, but I was terrified of getting the question wrong and not sounding right. And it went well, and I got to hang out with the guys, and Outland brought us out for dinner, and I met all of the editing staff and everyone who work at Outland Forlag. All of them are awesome, really friendly, talented, great folk. I'm like, God, won the publishing lottery here in terms of teamwork and just great people. This is me, of course, overplaying the positivity, but I genuinely believe it. These are nice folk, and I I have a good feeling about going forward with Rock On, with Last Day, with Outland. I'm content to do this for as long as we can. So that's why, and this is why I'm going to sort of hopefully smoothly segue into the webcomic segment. Why I'm going to continue doing this for as long as I can, why I'm going to continue making Last Day chapters. And that means I have to rethink how I do my year. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to stop making my webcomics. These are things that I feel a lot of love and passion for. These are characters that I miss a lot, which is a strange thing because these characters are in my head. I think about them all the time when I'm thinking of scenarios and stories for them and how they would react to things. And I really want to get back to them. And one thing that was great about Coffee Party this year is that I could continue writing for Aoife. Aoife was still there. And what's kind of fun is to see Aoife being drawn by other artists as well in Coffee Party. But I'd like to get back to drawing her and the rest of the Botany Art characters. And what's going to happen now is I can't realistically draw the webcomics on a weekly basis. I was not very good at it to begin with. But now it's very clear that once I'm finished a chapter of Last Day, I have a small window before the next thing happens. And what I'm thinking is, now that I have a very solid production process going on with the tablet, I can probably script up and produce a block of pages fairly reliably. And if I do that, then I can potentially create an entire chapter of Botany Art, for example, And then, for example, during a summer, a whole block of 20 weeks solid will get a new page every week and release in that fashion. And I think realistically, the best I can hope for is one chapter per year. I'd hope for two. What's also is what kind of sucks, but I kind of have to figure a way to do this. Is back office. I don't know if I can do them both. I kind of knew that if I got to this stage, I'd have to choose between back office or bat in the art. Few web cartoonists do 2 weekly comics like I have been doing. And if it was a coin toss between the two, which one I would have to drop or at least put on hiatus most of the point, I always knew that I would favor bat in the art over back office. As sad as it sounds, but the thing about back office is, and it's a little frustrating, it's so close to its conclusion. After the current couple of pages that I'm going to draw of back office, this current chapter, I have maybe one sort of more of a character development chapter, very short one about Karen. After that is actually the finale story arc, the last story I'll write for back office, which I'd always planned. So I have to figure out a way of doing that efficiently so that I can, because I was going to spread it out over multiple parts, but that might not necessarily be needed if I can do the story justice in a shorter amount of chapters. I might get away with doing it incrementally over time. But what I do need to do, because Bat in the Art, we're nowhere near close to the end of Bat in the Art, so I need to keep going with that. And we're very close to the end of what I would have called book 2 in the current chapter. And we're only a few pages away from that one as well. I tended to make back office and Bat in the Art in the same sort of number of pages and same rate. But that means I can finish them both off. But the next book of Bat in the Art is coming up soon, and I've already kind of figured out what I'm going to do for it, and I'm kind of excited by the idea. So I really want to get into it as soon as I can. And it's going to be a very Aoife-centric group of chapters. And I know that I've promised the Aoife chapters for a while, and they are coming. They are the ones that I want to start on next year. And with any luck, that's what I'm going to get into as soon as I can. Right after I'm finished last day, chapter 3, I'm going to get into Bat in the Art pages. I'm going to produce them. I'm going to try and get them out as quickly as I can, or at least as efficiently as I can with decent amount of quality, so that they're in decent shape. So that's essentially it. I just wanted to do a really quick video. 18 minutes, Jesus, as quick as I could. I have to actually run now as well, in the middle of getting stuff ready for Christmas. And on that note, actually, I would like to wish everyone who is watching this a very Merry Christmas and New Year. 2021, of course, has been a hard year for everyone, like 2020. And I, of course, hope that 2022 is going to be awesome. I know in terms of comics, it's going to be a lot of fun. The things I have in mind are going to be fun to draw, and I hope they'll be fun to read. And I look forward yet again to interacting with you all. And I thanks everyone's patience from how slow I am at making these comics. And I will try my best to be quicker. I have the tools. I have no excuse anymore. I will try to be faster. Anyway, all the best. I'll talk to you again next time, hopefully not too long from now.